Well, I would have to say I was born with it. My dad, he's a stylist and a designer. My grandfather was a tailor, my dad's dad. So I kind of like inherited this like style sense, but I really feel like it kicked into gear in grade school. That was kind of like my way to cope with, the times. It was not the happiest of a childhood, I would say, but I was bullied a lot, and I kind of like took to my style to get me through. So that's pretty much been like my coping mechanism for life. I've dealt with a lot once I moved to New York City. I dealt with postpartum depression, all of that. I would get dressed up and just rock out. So I was in such a dark space, but those days. So this is pretty much two parts to this. This is really about the importance of filling your closet with things that you love, because no matter what I threw on, mishmash or whatever, like, oh, I'm gonna dress down today, but it was still happy. It was still happy clothes. It was still my throw on happy clothes. So regardless, like I was getting dressed. I will say that yes, fashion was part of the thing that lifted me out of postpartum depression. Just, going out and feeling that joy and, people telling me like, oh, you look great today. And it's like, thank God, because I didn't feel like I looked that good. I didn't really like take to this modern housewife in the beginning because I was just like, I'm nobody's housewife, and no disrespect to anyone who wears that title with, a badge of honor, because by all means, like being a housewife, being a stay-at-home mom, this is the toughest job in the world because you're wearing so many different hats. Like the care for a household is major. And, my husband and I have a very interesting kinds of arrangement. He pays all of the bills. I take care of the house. So very much so. Like I'm the one cooking, cleaning, caring for the kids most of the time because he's in the office, 8 hours, 9 hours a day. It's not an easy job. But for me, I still wanted more than that, because again, I'm cleaning toilets for a living. That's what I do in my house. So I'm like, no, let me add an extra layer to this. Let me modernize it a bit. So yeah, that's what I decided to become, a business owner. I decided that I'm not going to walk around, in my pajamas all day or, in sweats all day. I'm going to actually look the way I want to feel. And I'm going to, again, I'm cleaning toilets, but I'm doing it in a ball gown. That's the reality of the situation. It's not fantasy. This is the kind of life that I want for myself, and that's what I'm creating. Having the freedom to create has been a game changer. So, I tell my husband all the time, like, I wouldn't even be in the position that I am had he not taken that burden off of me, like of having to worry about, paying my half of the bill. So now I have the freedom to just explore and like dabble in this and dabble in that to see what works, because a lot of times when you have like a regular day job, that holds you back a bit, like because that's taking up the majority of your time, and then of course throwing kids in there on top of that and cooking and cleaning, so it's like, when do I have time to create? So that was another thing too. Like I have 6 hours in the day where no one's home with me. How can I maximize on that? And that's where I took it. I get up around 7. It used to be earlier, but then now my kids start to sleep later, thank God. So I get up at 7, I pack lunches, wake the kids up at 7:30, get them ready for school. Once they're off from school, it depends on, if there's something going on like today, close to drop off, then I'll actually, go dress and then go straight to, whatever it is I need to do. But most of my days are really filled with like things like this in that 6-hour period. But then on other days, I'm at the factory working on hats. I actually work with a factory in Brooklyn who they make my hats for me. So I design them and they make them. I don't even know how I've managed to maneuver this, but I kind of shop with my children in mind now, because I like to consider myself to be, a glamorous kind of woman, old Hollywood glam, if you will, but, just made it New York, street style, because that's just me. I love, wearing ball gowns with sneakers or what have you. That's just my vibe. But, there's certain things that I won't do, and it just depends on what day it is. So, like, for instance, if we're taking a trip to Coney Island or whatever, I'm not going to wear anything that's dragging the ground, because I know I'm going to be hauling them up and down the subway steps, because, I just think about my hands and my feet. So I got 2 people, so I have to hold 2 hands, and then I can't be trying to hold up a dress too so that I don't fall down. You see what I'm saying? So it's just 2 different balances. So I do like a lot of things that are like flowy and drapey, but I'm just not going to wear that when I have kids with me. If it's summer, I'm wearing like a lot of mini dresses, things that are comfortable but still cute. So that's how I shop. So this has to be super over the top, but it also still has to be practical. I don't follow trends. I wouldn't even call myself a trendsetter. I call you a trendsetter. Because I don't follow trends. I don't believe in trends, but I honestly think that sometimes I miss a lot of opportunities because I'm not into trends. I do feel like the majority of the population does follow the trend schedule. Colors for the year, you know, this is going to be the it bag. Like, I don't do all that. I do what feels good to me, like in my heart, because I feel like that's the best part about learning your own personal style is because you don't care what other people are wearing. You have your, and again, people see me from a mile away and they know it's me because I have a very like my style is tailored to me. They know it's me because either of the hat or the frills or like I can buy the same coat in a million different colors. Like, because again, they know that's the modern housewife because that's her coat, that's her style. So I just feel like that it's really important for you to have your own. It's like having a brand name. It's recognizable. But if you look like everyone else, what makes you stand out amongst the crowd? I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and the vibes are very different. Sometimes I even speak to my dad on the phone, and he's like, "I was thinking about wearing this and that," and I'm like, "Well, good." And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna save it for, you know, because people are gonna be looking at me crazy, blah blah blah." But no, but that's the reason I moved because I legit have no limits to my style. I kid you not, 2 weeks ago, I left out of my house in this beautiful Alice and Olivia pleated skirt, and then on my head, I was wearing a helmet. Everywhere I went, like, you know, I remember arriving at the factory, and they were like, you just got off of a bike? And I was like, no. And they were like, so you didn't ride a bike here? I was like, no, I took a car. So they're like, so the helmet's just a part of the look? Yes, it is. And they're like, I love it. But that's the thing. Like, this is a different type of mindset here. Like, people appreciate artistry and someone who steps out, you know, beyond the limits. In a place like Cleveland, no disrespect, I love where I'm from, but it's a very closed-minded kind of area, and people call you weird or, you know, that's ugly, whatever the case may be. It's always very negative if someone is different from the masses. So yes, New York absolutely inspires everything that I wear because I feel so free to be me. Well, right now I'm just really just like head over heels for the hats because it was a huge dream of mine for over 10 years. So to now like finally be doing it and like walking in this purpose, like
You gotta embrace
this
it.
is like my love child right now. Like
You gotta embrace it.
and I don't want to just say right now, but I'm saying right now because I'm afraid that it will go away. Like, you know how you wanted something so bad and then you finally have it and then you're like, oh God, I don't want it to leave. Definitely fought to get to this point. So I am like, you know, again, head over heels for it. But I just want to, I want it to be something bigger than I ever imagined it could be. And that's why I'm taking my time with it, you know, real slow, like just every single step, baby steps, you know. And then I am working on another division of my brand. We're going to be doing bags soon, a different line of apparel. So lots of things that I'll be working on for the brand. But like I said, slow growth and movement.